The number one mistake that a lot of young musicians make, or even experienced musicians, and the reason why they are not going to ever get signed or even co-signed, is that they do not understand the fundamental aspect of music, which is, watch the board, the music business. Not that you are not a good musician, no. It's that you don't understand the business aspect of music, watch, which ties down to one simple thing: human psychology. Now pay very close attention, because today I'm going to teach you one thing that is going to change your whole music life. Now watch the board. Let me clean the board. Now if you're a musician, you're basically trying to reach 3 people in this world. Let's keep it down to 3. And those 3 are the audience, successful musicians, and the record labels. These are the 3 people that you are trying to reach. Now the first thing you need to understand about the human psychology is what? That we are all governed. All these 3 things are governed by one thing. Watch. Interest. Now understand this word, because it's very, very important to every aspect of your life. And it is the main reason why you are not being noticed and you are not a successful musician. Now the question here is, how? What do you mean? Before we continue, you first need to have a whole paradigm shift in your mind. You need to understand that you have to trash away that idea of how do I become famous or how do I make money, right? Trash all these things away. And now the idea that you have to be thinking about is, what are their interests? What are these people? What are their interests? What you focus on, you see, I always say this thing. It's either you want to be rich or you want to be famous. You can't choose the two. Now let me explain what I mean. If you want to be rich, you focus on being rich. You can become famous at the end, right? But if you focus on being famous, there's no guarantee that you become rich at the end, because you don't understand the business aspect. Do you understand what I mean? So you can only focus on one thing at a time. If you're a musician, why should you be focusing on how do I become famous or how do I get money? No, that's not the correct thing to focus on. What you should be focusing on is, what are the interests of these people that I'm trying to get their attention? Now, if you have this paradigm shift, this thing is going to change your whole approach to every single thing you do. Now, let me break it down into bits and pieces for you to understand what I mean. You get me? Like I said, your particular interest is presumably that you want to be rich and famous. And you think that that's the only way that you can get to where you want to get to. First of all, that's a limiting belief. I'm going to teach you anyways. Now, the first thing that you need to understand is, watch the board very well. The record label's interest and the successful musician's interest, they are all the audience. It all boils down to the audience, the general public. Let me draw. Okay. Guys, I like drawing a lot, so, everybody's interest boils down to this. Are you getting it? So sometimes in life, you have to think in first principles. When I say first principles, you have to ask yourself this question. Okay, why do you want to do something? You ask yourself why until you get to the end of what you particularly want to do. Okay, so you ask yourself, why do you want to be a lawyer? Okay, lawyers make money. Why do I want to make money? Okay, I want to make money because I want to feel good. Why do you want to feel good? Because I want others to see me. Or why do you want others to see you? Because it will boost my self-esteem. So maybe you go until you get to, okay, boost my self-esteem. So now you ask yourself, so I'm doing all this because I want to boost my self-esteem. How can I boost my self-esteem avoiding all that? Do you understand? That is the aspects of first principle. That's the same thing that happens if you think like this. Now this record label, these successful musicians all want the audience attention. No matter what, it all boils down to the general public. Politicians, general public. Everything, general public. Are you getting it? So anything that you say or you do, right, that you want to get these people, let's just say you want to get successful musicians' attention, successful record labels' attention, it should be geared towards interest in the audience. So if I'm talking to a successful musician or record label, I should be phrasing my sentence in a way that will make them know that I can get them to hear, right? I can get them their interest because they are all interested in that. Now that is what will make you be able to get the attention of the successful labels, the attention of the successful musicians. Now, relax. Just soak all what I'm saying in. I'm going to explain further. Don't worry. Come in, let me clean the board. Yep. Now, you would think that an artist, or let's say a successful musician, will co-sign you, right? This is you. You think that they'll co-sign you because you are good. No, that's wrong. That's not the only reason why they co-sign you. There's something, especially now, let me boil down to just the successful musicians. There's something in this life that we call social currency. Understand this thing very well because it's very, very important. Now, let me just take an artist like Davido. Yeah, so that's Davido. Davido will only co-sign you, right, because of social currency. When I say social currency, right, when you share a meme to your friend, you are hoping that your friend has not seen the meme before. But when you share the meme to your friend, you are hoping that your friend will laugh. And when your friend laughs, it means that you have good taste in sending funny jokes or sending funny things, quality things to your friend. And so your friend will see you as, oh, that guy has the good taste and all that. You understand? It's called social currency. Me sharing this information to you builds up my reputation, increases my social currency. That's the same way that an artist, successful musician like Davido would think. If Davido co-signs you, he wants to make people, you have to be good, because he only co-sign a good person because now everybody will know that, oh, Davido co-signed this guy. Davido made this guy famous. So it boosts his self-esteem. And Davido has good taste because this guy is good. So are you saying that everything is boiling down to the audience, to the general public? First principles. Are you thinking that way? Good. So now your idea, or what you have to do, is to find a way to make Davido think that if he co-signs you, he's going to get his social currency. He's going to get the esteem of the people like that know him or that like him. Now that's very important. That means that you here are putting his reputation on the line, his seat, his golden crown. So that means that you have to be good, and he's not going to hype you if you are not good. That's why artists are very, very careful when they even co-sign somebody. Because now if something bad happens, now everybody will blame the artist that, oh, you co-signed this guy. So that means that you don't have taste, or you are bad. Or do you understand? So what you should be thinking about is, how can I align with this guy's interest? This is only going to get you where you want to go to faster. Now that's the most important thing that you want. Speed. Get him to get like your attention. He's looking for something. Davido is aiming at something, right? Probably he's aiming at Grammys. Still, you might not even be in the position to be able to get him a Grammy. But do you know the people he's going to focus on right now? The people who can help him get to the Grammy. And obviously, the big players can help him get to the Grammy, but you can never ever neglect the audience. It all boils down to the audience. Davido is trying to get his audience, make his audience happy. Importantly, make his audience hooked, right? So with this particular one, I can't do the homework for you. You have to analyze Davido, analyze what he likes, what his audience will like. That's the most important thing. Analyze what his audience will like. And if you can be able to explain to him why you are important to get him to his audience, or to get him more audience, he'll pay attention to you. Now, the easiest way is to help Davido. So you have to ask yourself, which skills do I have? How can I help Davido? Now that's the important. I can't do the homework for you. Maybe you can create a beat for him. You have to know the beat he likes. Maybe you can write for him. Very, very important. Or maybe you can give him valuable information. All these things all boils down to you. If you can't do any of these things, do not worry. But you have to find or look within you and understand. Ask yourself this question. What can I do that can be able to get me this guy's attention? Or what are his interests? That's the question you should ask. Like, don't even say, how can I get his attention? What are his interests? Because if you're able to do that, now that is what's going to create something that we like to call the warm approach. We call that in business, we call it the warm approach, right? We have the cold approach and the warm approach. You've created a rapport. Now, let me explain something. If you observe Davido right now, what's the thing that comes into your mind? Musician, right? Also, oh, he's a kind guy. He's down to earth. He relates with everyone. You see? One, he's doing that honestly. Let's put that out there. But there's one thing that we need to understand in this life. There's something called, no matter how honest someone is, the person doesn't joke with this. In the 48 laws of power, they say your good reputation, or they say your reputation goes ahead of you. Now, this is very important because why do you think he would, give a lot of money, he would do all of that? He can keep it to himself. But why? It's public perception, public interest. Now, the public will be like, the audience will be like, oh my God, this guy is kind. This guy is down to earth. Among the artists, let me listen to his music. Let me pray. Oh my God, Davido, you are a helper. Because he has all the money. What else will he do? Interest, right? Because his audience, no matter how big and successful he is, his audience are always going to be his interest. So now you, as the artist, have to understand it very well. I'm just giving you the blueprint. You have to know how you're going to phrase everything to him. Now, I need to put this thing out there. Of course, your talent and then your hype, right, is going to get you the attention of the successful musicians and the record labels. But watch this very well. Their interest is going to get you the attention faster. All right? Are you aligned with their interest? If you are aligned with their interest, you are going to get their attention faster than if you are saying, oh my God, I'm talented, I'm this and I'm that, blah, blah, blah. Are you getting the picture now? Now with the record label, this is a mistake that a lot of people make. They think of the record label as, oh my God, a big organization, full of 200 million people, blah, blah, blah. Relax, calm down. Just know that a record label are run by human beings. Just understand that. And now every human being, even though if you go to the top, you're going to see 2 million people, blah, 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 blah. There's a CEO. And the CEO is a human being. And that CEO has interest. Can you align your interest with theirs? That is the question you need to be asking yourself. Now, this is for the people who want to get the attention of the successful musicians and the record labels. I'll talk about the interest of the audience later because all of them are going for this. So that means that if you can go for this, you get the attention of this and this. Are you understanding? You can go for the audience, can get the attention of the successful musicians and record labels. Exactly. But let's just keep it there. I don't want to overload you guys with too much information. So now you need to ask yourself, am I aligned with these people, their interest? If yes, fine. Then find a way to get their attention. If no, then you have to do what the generic people say. What do the generic people say? You have to find a way to get them their interest, or you have to watch the board. Be the person that can get them their interest. Now, the question is, how do you become the person to get them their interest? Oh, now that is where the other aspects of music come in. But you see the approach in which I took in this video? You see how I took you through? I didn't start by saying, oh, be this, be that, be consistent, be blah, 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 blah. I started by one thing, interest. Oh my God. I hope you are writing notes. Okay. Now, the first thing that I'm sure everybody has heard several times, which is it goes a long way, create a unique brand. A brand is what people experience when they relate with you. So who are you? What do you do? Who are you as a musician? Okay, I am the rowdy musician. I am the hey. I'm the rapper. I am the kind, soulful. I talk about sex a lot, all those things. I am the this, I am the that. Now, you have to create a unique brand. Create a unique brand. And now, if your unique brand is something that these people are interested in, they come for you. They sign you. They co-sign you. If you want to get the attention of, let's just say, a successful musician, there's one trick that we use. You see, everybody has been a child before. Just remember that. So the childhood pleasures, when the musician was starting, he had some things that he used to do. If you can mirror that, if you can mirror what the person used to do. You hear successful businessmen, when they are talking, they say, I see myself in you. Sometimes you can induce that seeing. Do you understand? Everything is human psychology. I can go back to the history of that musician that I want to. Let me just say, Wizkid. I don't know. I'm just putting the glasses on Wizkid because I feel like he wears glasses and dresses. Okay, maybe he's wearing some checked shirt. I mean, Wizkid likes to dress. Wizkid. There's some things about his beginning career that he has never forgotten. Maybe his unique brand, right? You can find a way to mirror that, and then it will get his attention. You'll be like, oh my God, this guy's reminding me of my child, blah, blah. Who is this guy? Call him. Good. You see, all of this thing is still boiling down to interest. It's interesting, right? That's the thing. Now, that's what a lot of people pay a lot of money for this kind of teachings. That's what a lot of music teachers or people who advise don't see. They just say, oh, you have to create a unique brand. You have to do this. You have to do that. They're not teaching you well because everybody is unique. Somebody that you're approaching is unique. You have to find out what the person wants. What is his problem? Can I solve it? Do I have people who can solve it? Can I become the person who can solve it? Or can I be the kind of person who the person desires? You understand? That you are going to chat a girl and the girl says, you're not my type. Can I become her type? That's a question you should ask yourself. What are your interests? Money? 6 packs? Good looks? Yeah, the good looks aspect here. Ooh, what? Money can solve for that. Do you understand? Everything all boils down to interest. Now, I wrote these things down on my notes. So if you see me like going through, you get me? Now, the other thing. Consistent, quality, consistency. Consistent quality input. Now, there's one mistake that a lot of people make. I have a problem with this particular term, quality. People always say quality over quantity. But I have a problem with this. You know why? Because if you focus on quality, you probably might not be consistent. Calm down. Soak what I just said right now. You see, the thing is that if, like I said, I gave you 2 options. I said you can either be rich or famous. You can't focus on the 2 at the same time. You have to focus on one. One can get you the other, but it doesn't guarantee that this one can get you this. You see what I said, right? So, like this thing too, you have to focus on one of them. Now, here's why you should focus on quantity. If you do something for a very, very long time and you do it consistently, you just get better. Like I am, farming every time. I always get better. So now, the quantity will improve the quality. But the quality does not necessarily improve or bring out more quantity. The thing that you're aiming at here is consistency, right? You want to be consistent. But if you want to be consistent, focus on the quantity. The quality will come. So put your songs out there. Whatever you're writing, when you do it, put it out there. When you do, put it out there. You get good. You get good at singing. You get good at recording. If you go and check the artists, some of them have 1,000 songs over there, right? But they were consistent. And if you're consistent, you're going to get good. And then your quality will be like, we'll say, okay, now, if this successful musician watches you or this record label watches you, they'll be like, oh, this guy is quality. This guy will be good for the audience. And now this guy can get us money, a lot of money. because most of the time, that's what it also all boils down to. Because the audience are going to get me the money. Are you understanding? Good. Now, I wrote another one. I'm just taking my time. I don't want to rush it because this is like jam information, like jammed. Okay. Now the third one, social media presence. This one is like the gold mine of everything. If I have the social media presence, it just gets me to gets their attention quickly. Look at people like, who do I use? Pella or Jarvis, that AI girl. They have the social media presence. So they have their attention. And whose attention do they have? They have the attention of the audience. And what can it mean for these people, these successful musicians? They will get the attention of the audience if they feed off you. And this record label will get the attention of the audience, which will get them the money. Oh my God, I am teaching, I am dropping gems. Yeah. Professional presentation. How you present yourself to these people are very, very important. To these successful musicians, to these record labels. If you're able to present yourself very, very well, you're able to get their attention and you're able to get them to sign you. Or if you're able to present yourself very well to the audience, you can skip all this and go straight to this. I've said a lot. I don't want to make you overload you too much because I want you to be going and coming back to this video because this is people pay a lot of money for this. I am telling you. But trust me, when the record labels know that you are a good bet, they'll sign you immediately. Signed. But the funny thing is that when you get to the point that you are a good bet, you would not want to be signed by them. You would want to partner with them. Because at that point, you've reached a point that signing is not necessary for you. That's why record labels try to sign you early. And then when they sign you, they basically take your whole life away. You understand? But you have no choice. You are not hyped. You are nothing. So you might as well just take the risk. You get me? This is basically a lot of information in just one day. So I want you to take your time, soak this thing in, like and subscribe to this channel, bookmark this and save this video to your watch later or anything, and always go and come back. Every time you're suffering, go and come back. Go and come back to this video and try and understand everything I said here. And trust me, with this, there's no way you can't be successful. All things boil down to you. Hope you've learned a lot. And until then, until next time, be creative.